So you're looking for a storage cabinet for your garage. There's plenty of manufacturers out there. Which one do I buy? Which one don't buy? You know, you can look at reviews, other things. I've done a lot of research. Today, we're gonna go ahead and put together, this is now my second Seville UltraHD Classic cabinet, 30 inches. And I'm gonna show you kind of some of the reasons why I picked it up and go ahead and get it assembled and go over my overall thoughts of it. Stay tuned. All right, so today, as I said to the intro, Seville UltraHD storage cabinet for the garage. This company, I do believe, is based out of California. Whether they have somebody else make it, I couldn't tell you. But they are a competitor of, a lot of people have heard of Gladiator, the very common one of Husky from Home Depot, whatever knockoffs there are on Amazon that you can purchase. But this company here, you can purchase, I'm gonna bet and say, and I never looked, but it says you can buy additional products online, and it's from Walmart. I actually purchased this directly from Seville themselves. I was unaware that they actually sold them at Sam's Club and Costco as well. Their pricing's a little better, but I'm not a member there, so no big deal. Cost me like, I don't know, just a little under $300, so just under as of right now at the shooting of this video. When you get it, I have already received one of these before. I've got a 36-inch on wheels over there. It came directly from Seville themselves. They overnighted it to me because they waited a week to ship it. It came in a lot different box than this. It actually came in more of the normal brown box, a little better packaging. This one's pretty beat up, but it got here in a couple of days. So I'll take it as long as nothing's dented up, but we're gonna find out together. I think they're packed really well inside. So let's go ahead, lay it down, and get it opened up. All right, when you get yours, depending on, like I said, there's a little bit different packaging depending on where it come from. I bought both mine from Seville, but they are clearly two different packages. The other one was a nice box. It was actually bigger, double walled. So whenever you get it, I just kind of ripped this one open from the side because it was already half ripped open. So maybe there's damage, maybe there's not. As you can see, I've already ripped it open once, but this is all the further. But I do think they do a reasonable job packing this. So there's a lot of foam and edges, you know, so I pull a lot of this out here and I always set it off to the side. Don't throw it away is my recommendation. At least the big flat pieces. And then, you know, you got your doors here. We're gonna pull those out. And these are actually gonna be two-piece doors. So there's two doors on it, but each door is two pieces. So you're actually gonna bolt another panel to the bottom of this to get your full 72 inches. So what I like to do is set the doors, leave them bagged because they're nice stainless fronts. That was a reason why I went with them. I like the fronts. Set them over to the side and lay down a piece of foam and then set it on top so you don't beat it up. Same with the other one. I like to lay everything out and then I'll get to the instructions and go through the list that's on them. So I'll go ahead and continue unpacking this. As you can see, I just want to kind of show you how they pack it. I mean, there's all kinds of foam in here to keep the stuff from being beat up, even though the box looks bad. So far it looks like it's been in pretty good shape. So that was the first piece, and the other side panel on the other side still looks good, so I don't see nothing crushed. So let me go ahead and get this stuff unboxed, laid out, and I'll kind of go over it with you. All right, as you can see, I've taken everything out of the plastic in the time lapse. I like to lay it out. Big thing is, you know, these are pretty self-explanatory. You know, I'm not gonna show you the full build, but laying it out is a good thing. You wanna see if there's any panels damaged before you even start assembling, rather than rooting through the box, finding the next piece to find out one of the doors are smashed at the end. So always good to lay it out. I always pull them out of the plastic, and I'll either use the plastic to lay it on, or like these side panels that are gonna get bolted together, I'll stack them on top of each other because it doesn't really bother me if they get a little scratched. You know, so I do lay it out kind of in the configuration it would be. So top, these are labeled, which I'll bring in and show you, but they're labeled from the bottom all the way to the top. and then the doors themselves will go together. These are like a stainless finish on the front, which I like. I think they look good. So you want to lay those out, make sure they're not all marked up really bad or anything. So let me go ahead and show you these labels they have on them. Right here, top panel, which has the nameplate on it, so that'll be on the top. And then you've got upper back panel, middle back panel, which these two can be swapped, and then bottom back panel. And it's, you know, it does make a difference because the way they're designed. And then bottom, and they actually give you the orientation of left side, front. So there's no way to screw that up. The doors, I like leaving them in the plastic and laying them on top of the piece of foam. Reason for that, you don't want to scratch up that nice finish on the front when you're all said and done. So it's kind of hard to do, but work with it. The only thing I will say after my experience with my other one is there's one screw for the rod here. This rod here, which goes on the bottom half of the door, but they're two sections. So the rod's separated. It's a single shouldered bolt, and it's going to say it's there and you're not going to find it because it's already right here. So just, you take this out, put the rod on, it goes to the bottom right there, and then that's the bottom half when you bolt these two together here. So this is the hardware it comes with. I always lay out the hardware nice. If you want to, you can count them. I did the last time. I actually had leftover hardware as usual, so chuck it in the trash can, don't keep it. These are your supports, and then each thing's individually packaged. Directions will show you which ones to use, and the bags are all numbered. Plates to bolt everything together, braces, and then your magnets for your doors. And then you got your shelf brackets, and then your feet. You get the wrench. They even supply you with a screwdriver. These are tie-down straps, so you can put this on the back of the cabinet itself, run it into one of the screws, and then bolt it to the wall with anchors so it doesn't move. You don't have to worry about it. Get this put together, and then I'll go over kind of the construction of it and what I would do and how I like it. All right, so I gave you a time lapse of me assembling this thing. Relatively straightforward. I will say their directions are pretty much, an untrained monkey could put this together. Their directions are fantastic. I think the only thing I deviate from is putting the door together. They want you to do that to be one of the first things you do. I wait till last because I don't want to be messing with these doors and moving them around. And when I figured out with the first one I put together, when you put them together, they're flimsy until you put them on it. So to lean them against things, they tend to bow at the seam. And so I just leave them apart, set them off to the side, and it's the very last thing I do. I screw them together and bolt it right to it. It's the least amount of issues with it as far as I'm concerned. Learned from the first one. So take it from me. Hold off till make them the very last thing you assemble and then bolt to the cabinet. I think you'll save this finish, but to go over kind of why I like these cabinets, don't get me wrong, they have their problems. They're built to a price point. It is what it is. This is just under, depending on where you go to the retailer, you can get them from Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon, directly from Seville's website, which is where I purchased this. The prices can vary. Sam's Club always seems to have the best price. But I'll leave a link down in the description for Amazon link to it. I'd buy it from Amazon. It's always nice if it gets crushed, you don't have to deal with them, just deal with Amazon. We all know how easy it is to return things to there if you don't like it. But like I said, they're built to a price point. So like this is 2 halves, but they got these nice reinforcements that'll tie it all together. It's pretty sturdy. I've got it all leveled up. I did it left to right, side to side. The feet are adjustable, so and it's probably every bit of a 1/2 inch bolt they use or bigger. So it's pretty heavy duty for the feet. So as I mentioned, the big ones too that are a direct competitor to this would be your ready to assemble Husky, not their Pro line or the other ones they have. They're the cheapest ones you can buy. Ready to assemble is what they're called. They come in a box just like this. And also same with Gladiator. They've got a couple lines of them. That would be their ready to assemble cabinets as well as what I would directly compare them to. I looked into all 3 of them, and then you look around at the Amazon ones, you can buy like the office cabinets. I didn't really like them. The weight capacity just wasn't anything that was going to hold anything I might put on these shelves. So I chose this first because it's got powder coating on it. So it's a flat, they call it a graphite, I believe, powder coating, versus Husky uses their, it's just black. It might be powder coat, but it's shiny black. I don't like that. It tends to get scratched up and shows every time, especially in the sunlight. So they start to look really worn after time if you're not careful. Heck, I've got a black toolbox over there that I wipe down, wax, I do everything I can, and it's still, I can see there's a lot of scratches and damage just from setting stuff on it. So, I was trying to stay away from shiny black. Gladiator, they have their hammer tone, which is nice. I think theirs is a little more durable and looks pretty decent, but I don't like the ridiculous diamond plate front. It's cheesy to me. It's not a look I like. I like the look of these stainless doors that they have on these, like a brushed stainless. So that was one reason why I went with them. As of for construction, good compared to others. A big reason why I like these, I wanted adjustability, lots of it, and something I couldn't find, and actually it took a long time to figure out, but I figured out with this one, you can adjust it literally all the way from the bottom all the way to the top. With these, I've got a couple extras laying around. I showed you whenever I was putting them in. These are the same as the Huskies, but what I could see in the ready to assemble Husky cabinet is you've got these, and they say it's adjustable, but from what I can see is they kind of limit you to like 2 heights of this shelf, 2 heights of the next shelf, 2 heights, because they want to keep it in a certain place for structural reasons. So I wasn't really getting the adjustability that made any difference to me. I was kind of stuck with their stationary where it was at. Gladiator, they give you adjustability, but they're bolts through the side. So close this. They actually run 2 bolts through each side with nuts on each one. So it's kind of a pain to put each shelf on. and your adjustability is this much of a gap between each shelf versus this one. You can move it literally the half the distance of that bracket. So if I wanted, I could probably put, if I was to buy extra shelves, heck, you could probably put 30 shelves in here if you really wanted to. It'd be useless, but you could put 30 shelves in here because there'd be 30 some spots to put these in. That's the big thing, is this is the limiting factor, is the fact you have to have 2 slots for each one of these. So you know, for 8 slots, you're only gonna get 2 shelves. Or 4 slots, you're only gonna get 2 shelves. So, but you could do it from top to bottom if that's what you wanted to do. So I got full adjustability, which made a big difference for me in my other cabinet, because I use these, I'm gonna be using this for my detailing stuff. My 36-inch on wheels is what I was using. I've had it for a couple months. I moved it over and gave my fiance some space of her own. Got the ridiculous old kitchen cabinet off the wall that the shoes were in, and freed up some more space for me to put stuff in as well, or just have a place to store stuff whenever we do have things. So, you know, that adjustability made all the difference for me. One con to these, you get 4 shelves with the Gladiator, I believe, and I'm almost positive you get 4 shelves with the ready-to-assemble Husky. Seville only sends this with 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then the bottom versus the other ones will have 4 plus the bottom. So you do have to buy additional shelves, which are only sold in 2 packs. I did that in my 36-inch. I think they're just a touch under $50 for 2 shelves, so it does add to the cost, but at the same time, this actually is cheaper than the Husky and the Gladiator, if I remember correctly, by quite a bit. Literally, you can buy them 2 extra shelves, and I still don't know if you make it to their price point of where they're at, or you'll be pretty close, within 20, 30 bucks. So, you know, in my case, I bought the additional 2 shelves when I bought this. So yeah, I mean, that's the only con I can really find about it. I mean, it's pretty rickety until you put the doors on and you level it up nice and you put the shelves in, and it's got some pretty good structure to it. Something I did notice is, for some reason, this 30-inch versus my 36-inch, my 36-inch had screws everywhere there was a hole. This one didn't. They had push pins for me to put in to kind of just fill the hole. So I kind of looked up the weight capacity of what it could hold. The box I got says 400, but it's advertised for Walmart, which you can buy at Walmart. You can buy these on Walmart online. So what I think Seville did is just, you know, it was closer to get it to me in New York than it is and get it from a Walmart distribution center nearby, versus them shipping it all the way from out there. Or maybe that's all the packaging they had left. I don't really care, but I can say the loading capacity said 400 pounds on it. But get on Seville's website and look up this exact cabinet, and it says it's got 730 pounds is its capacity, 150 pounds per shelf, or 130 pounds per shelf. So take it as it is. Load it up till the shelf folds up. It's kind of my thought on that. But that might be something people want to know. This, I think, has a little bit more capacity, and I can understand why. Shelves are built really nice. You know, they've got folds all the way around, and then they've got a center spot welded in for extra strength. I've got the other one loaded down with just complete liquids, and it doesn't even move. So I'm pretty happy with that. This does have a key as well to lock it. I don't use the keys. That doesn't matter to me. It might matter to other people, and maybe they're putting them in an office or a warehouse or something like that, where there's employees or detailing shops. So you want to be able to lock it up in the evening when you go home. I can say I found out it looks like they've got a couple different style keys. This key is different than my 36-inch key, so the keys do matter. Maybe if you bought another 30 or another 36-inch, maybe the keys would be same to those models. I'm not positive. I can't speak to that. All I can say is my 36-inch on wheels and this 30-inch have 2 different keys. You can also buy the 3-inch casters for this as well, so you can make it more of a portable thing to move around. They come in different powder coatings. You don't have to just get graphite. You can get, I think, granite, which is like a gray, a light gray, white, red. I think you can get blue. And I think the red and the blue all depend on the color you're getting, but graphite and granite are the two colors that mainly come in all of them. All of them have this stainless door like this brushed. They've got normal roll around, they've got a toolbox, but they make these in quite a few different sizes. 18, 30, 36, 48 wide, and then this is 18 inches deep, which when I say 18 inches deep, minus the back panel that sticks in this much, so you got gap on the back, minus the thickness of that door. So keep that in mind. That's a big thing when I was trying to look into any of these. It's pretty hard to figure out what is the actual dimension of it. So they also offer in 24-inch deep on some of these too. So yeah. One more thing to mention, if you buy one on wheels, this is 72 inches, top to bottom. They keep them at 72 inches. So they all match if you were to put them. I could put my 36-inch next to this and it'd be the exact same height sitting here, as long if I was on level ground completely. They'd be the same height. So what they do is they actually cut off of the cabinet height to fit the wheels. So I got 5-inch casters on the other one. They take off like 5 3/4 or 5 1/2 off of the 72 to fit them casters. So you actually lose height, lose storage space to make up for where the wheels go. So these would be the same height. So that's something to keep in mind. That was something I couldn't figure out, and I finally discovered. I figured it out. I don't even remember how I figured that out. So I do with this 72 versus my one on wheels, I gain, I think, 5 to 6 inches of extra space because it's closer to the floor. They don't have to cut it off for the wheels. I think if I was to do it all over again, I would have probably bought the 36-inch stationary and then just bought 3-inch casters for it because they hold the same amount, just so I didn't lose my height. But yeah, that's something to definitely keep in mind, the wheeled version versus the non-wheeled version. You could, like I said, you can buy 3-inch casters for this. And I also have, sitting over there, they make the pieces that will replace, that will go in place of where the casters, 5-inch casters are on the other one to give you stationary feet. They're basically pedestals with the adjustable feet on it. So, but they do also offer the 36. There's two versions of the 36 stationary. One is split like this, and they also offer what they call a full door. So, and it's, I want to say, I don't know, $40, $50, $60 more than this one. Might even be more than that. But that's more because they have to build this door as one piece, and they build the side panels as one piece. So these wouldn't be here. This would actually be one panel, which I think it might be a little bit more structurally sound. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think it makes much difference other than a little bit of the different look. Also, something you can purchase for any, I think the 36, the 30, and the 48. You can purchase an additional cabinet that actually sits on top of it, and you take the brackets out, these L brackets that are on top, off, and you buy a cabinet that sits right on top of this, and actually they'll ship it with new brackets to where it's a T bracket, and it'll bolt into this, and then bolt that cabinet to the top. So now you actually end up gaining, I think it's 18 inches tall by 18 inches deep on this one. I think it's 18 inches tall, 18 inches deep, or they might have ones that are 24 deep, and then whatever the width of the cabinet is, but it literally sits right on top. So if you needed additional storage, you could pick that up. I don't remember the price of that. I might do that with these. I'm going to see where I'm at when I'm all done. If I do, I'll do a video on, you know, how to add that. But yeah, I'm very happy with this cabinet. I've been happy with my other one, happy enough that I was willing to spend the money again on them. You can adjust the doors as well here. they're slotted. They're not just a round hole, so they're oblong. So you can move them up and down depending on your situation. You get it level, and it's the door isn't quite. You want the gap the same on the bottom and the top, and get the doors to line up. That's something I noticed with the Husky. You're kind of stuck leveling it, and it is what it is because the hinge is a pin stationary. This one bolts to it, and you can adjust the height of it. And the hinge is the full. It's like a piano hinge, is what I call it. The hinge runs from bottom to top. In this case, because it's two pieces, one's on here and one's on here, but it runs from here to here and from here all the way to the top, so it's a hinge the whole way. Magnets are on the inside. They're a little bit adjustable. I'll bring you over. I'll show you my other cabinet. It's already in use, and you can kind of get an idea what the wheeled 36-inch version looks like and kind of how I was able to set it up. All right, so this is the wheeled version of it that I have. Yep, and that's what happens. The floor is really uneven. So as you can see, I've got my cabinet set up here with a lot of things, all the girlfriend stuff there, fiancés, and then all my detailing stuff, which will move over to the 30-inch, and then this will be extra space. But like I said, this was a big deal. You see this little gap right here. You know, you can't adjust the other brands' things, shelves like this. They wouldn't be able to get you to do that. So I was able to take advantage of having both those extra shelves I bought. So this came with 3 shelves, just the same, and I bought the 2-pack of extra. So, but as you can see, you can put it anywhere you want, height-wise. It just makes it really nice. There's the casters right there, 2 locked and 2 no lock. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate you tuning in today. Hope this is helpful to somebody. I know I was very frustrated when I was trying to figure it out. Most guys just do some assembly, which anybody can read directions. They kind of go over what they kind of thought in the process of building it. But most of them don't really have one, and then go back and buy a second one, and then kind of discuss their experience with their first one and discuss their experience to kind of compare and contrast. They just talk about that one product when it comes to these cabinets. So I kind of want to put a little bit different spin on it, kind of compare it to your other options at this price point. Like I said, this isn't your $1,000, you know, Sabre or Sonic or, you know, XYZ expensive brand. This is the homeowner cheap version of them. Ready assembles is what I call them, and that's what most of them are called. Seville doesn't call theirs a ready to assemble because this is pretty much the only way they come is disassembled. They don't come as a full box. But yeah, greatly appreciate it. If you like content like this, please feel free to subscribe, and catch you on the next one.